Hi everyone and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Rosana. Today we're going to be making carne en su jugo, which literally means meat cooked in its own juices. That sounds dreamy already. Before we get started, I do want to invite you to subscribe, like this video, and click the notification bell because that's how you show me all of your support. Okay, now follow me to the stove. Okay, so I started by boiling 1 serrano pepper. That's only because we're going for a mild flavor. If you like it spicier, you can add more. You do you. By the way, I have it on medium heat, and once it turns a pale green color, we're gonna add the tomatillos. And we're gonna need 12 ounces of whole tomatillos. These are gonna be ready when they turn a pale green color as well. Just make sure you have enough water to cover and cook all of the ingredients. All right, let's do some prep. Okay, we're gonna need 8 vibrant, fresh-looking spring onions. All we're gonna be doing is cutting the green part. We're not using this part right here. This is what we're using. All right, now we're gonna prep the bacon. And I have 1 pound of turkey bacon right here. Now, what's typically used, it's pork bacon, but I can't have that. So this is a great substitute. Turkey bacon is awesome, and it tastes really good in this dish as well. Now, you can use whatever you like. This is what I prefer to do. But first, what I'm gonna do is unattach them. They're kind of stuck together, which is normal. Okay. We're simply going to slice into bite-sized pieces. Just like this. Okay, go ahead and turn off the heat because everything is completely cooked through. The tomatillos still had a green ring on top of them, but that's fine because all you have to do is cover the pot. That way the steam does the rest of the job. Look, everything looks good. Now go ahead and remove everything from the hot water. Now we're gonna prep a beautiful 2-pound sirloin steak. And we're gonna go ahead and thinly slice it. By the way, we're gonna be using the entire 2 pounds. What I am gonna do is cut it in half because it can be harder to cut long strips, so this should be easier. It is definitely easier. Hold on, I'll show you how thick it's supposed to be. Kind of like that. Let's not play with food. Go ahead and season the meat with salt to taste. I'm gonna be doing about 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. Also, freshly ground some black pepper over it. You decide how much you wanna add. Now let's mix everything together. Allow the salt, black pepper, and meat to get to know each other. Now that we're done prepping the meat, we have one last thing to do before we head back to the stove, and that's finishing off the salsa because we want to have it ready to go. And all we're going to be doing is going to be adding all of the cooked ingredients into the blender. 2 garlic cloves. Here we have 1/4 of a medium yellow onion, half of a bunch of cilantro. And lastly, add 1/2 cup of chicken broth to help everything puree. We're not gonna be adding salt because we're gonna be doing that at the end. Let's blend. This looks perfect, it's smooth, that's exactly what we want. Place a large pot over medium heat and heat about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now, if you're using pork, bacon, you can always use the fat rendered. Just make sure you remove any excess to make sure you don't end up with a really greasy dish. The oil is hot. It's time for the bacon. Just add it in there. Ooh. Oh, starting to smell already. Okay, go ahead and stir as needed and allow it to brown evenly on all sides. Oh my, guys, we are multitasking today. We're cooking and getting a facial. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the bacon is ready. Check that out. Look at that browning at the bottom. I'm so excited. All of that is full of flavor. Okay, let's remove it. All right, now let's do the spring onions. Drop them right in there. We're gonna slightly saute them. If you need oil at any point, you can go ahead and add it, but we're good. Okay, remove the onions once they have slightly browned. Slightly, they don't have to be super brown. I'm gonna have to add a little bit more oil to cook the meat. Now let's add all the meat in there. Toss and turn as needed. Allow the meat to seal until its original red color turns brown. Just know we are not looking for a golden brown color this time. When the meat has released all of its juices, hint, meat cooked in its own juices, we're gonna add the salsa. This is ready. We're gonna add half a cup of chicken broth to the blender to get the last bit of that good smelling salsa. Swirl it in and pour it back into the pot. We're gonna give it a quick stir. Additionally, we're also gonna add 3 cups of chicken broth. This is low sodium, by the way. We wanna be able to adjust our own seasoning. Now we're ready to add the beans. And I have 5 cups of Peruano already cooked beans. Go ahead and add them in there. Give it a last stir. And we're actually gonna lower the heat to medium-low. Let this simmer on a very gentle simmer for about 25 minutes. Guys, I'm using Peruano beans for this recipe, but I have used pinto beans as well. They take the same amount of time to cook. I'm gonna leave the link to a previous video so you can see the entire process. Okay guys, we're gonna take a little bit of that bacon. This right here is gonna be for our topping, so let's set this aside. Let's check how this recipe is coming along. Beautiful, it smells so good. Now we're gonna add the spring onions. Also add in the bacon. Just like that. Okay, the last ingredient is gonna be salt. Now go ahead and add salt to taste. I'm gonna be doing 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Okay, let's taste this to make sure we have enough salt. Perfect. All right, we're gonna continue cooking this on a low simmer for an additional 5 minutes. Then it should be ready to serve. Carne en su jugo is a popular dish from Jalisco, Mexico. I can only imagine its popularity comes from being such a filling and comforting dish. This steamy bowl of goodness is sure to win you over. Once you have filled your bowl with this soup stew-like recipe, go ahead and top it with finely chopped onion, cilantro, serrano peppers, or you could even do jalapeno. Also some sliced radishes, crispy turkey bacon, and for a touch of creaminess, some ripe slices of avocado. Finally, squeeze a drizzle of lime juice over it. This will open up the flavors. What an incredible recipe to make on any given day. I am ready for a taste of Mexico once again. The toppings look incredible. I have my rolled corn tortilla ready. Let's do this. We're gonna mix everything in. This is true anticipation. I mean, I haven't even taken a bite and I'm like already excited. Wow. Wow, it's so good. You're gonna love this. This is truly amazing. This is the best carne en su jugo you are going to have. You're gonna fall in love with it as soon as you take that first bite. It is that good, I promise you. All right, well, we reached the end. I just want to remind you that you can follow me on all of my social media platforms. Until the next one.